What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of the Creators Journal, a series I started that really dives into my personal experiences and how you can possibly learn from my mistakes as a creative. Today we're going to be talking about the challenges I faced and overcame after graduating college. For those that don't know, I feel like I say this all the time on the channel. For those that don't know, I graduated college last year in May with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology and a minor in Public Health. Usually, after you graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology, there are a couple different routes you can go, but most of those options involve you doing more school. So you can either go be a doctor or a dentist, which requires you to go to either dental school or medical school, or if you want to be a veterinarian, you got to go to veterinary school. If you want to go into a field like public health, you have to go get a master's degree in public health, whether that's epidemiology, biostatistics, etc. If you want to go into biotech, so like biostatistics or bioinformatics, you have to get your master's degree, so on. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm also speaking from personal experience, so before I graduated, I was looking at my options, and these were all the options that I was seeing. There were also a couple other options that didn't involve school, but none of them really caught my eye. So a couple months before my graduation, I understood that after college I wanted to go into biotech, but my heart was truly with being creative, shooting videos, making content, cinematography, all that stuff was where my heart truly was. So one day, about 3 months before I graduated college, I was sitting in my apartment in Atlanta, and I asked God, I said, God, I know after school I'm gonna have to go into biotech for a career path, but that's truly not what I wanna do. I really wanna do content creation and focus on this. And I understand in life, you can't do everything you wanna do. Like some things you gotta sacrifice, sometimes you gotta do what you don't wanna do in order to get where you wanna be, if that makes sense. So I was sitting in my dorm and I said, God, if you give me the opportunity to really focus on content creation after graduation, I would greatly appreciate that, whether it was 3 months, a year. If I just had no other responsibilities but just to solely focus on content creation, I would take full advantage of that opportunity. Remember, I asked that, okay? That's an important detail to the story. Another important detail is I did not want to leave Atlanta, Georgia. I did not want to come back home to Maryland. I felt like if I came home, I was failing. If I'm being honest, those are my personal thoughts. I felt like if I came back home from Atlanta and moved back in with my family in Maryland, I failed. Something didn't pan out how it was supposed to. Something went wrong. It's how I originally thought. So my main goal was to find a job in Atlanta, go to graduate school in Atlanta, do content creation on the side. Graduation's starting to come up, and I ended up applying for graduate school for bioinformatics, but it was all online, so I didn't have to be in Atlanta for me to go to graduate school. I'm also applying for a lot of jobs, not really hearing anything back from anybody. Graduation comes and goes, still don't have a job, and the only way I could have stayed in Atlanta was if I had a job. So after graduating college, I ended up coming back home, which is, remember, something I did not want to do. Mind you, my apartment lease didn't end until July of 2024, but I came home after graduation just to spend time with family and stuff like that. Come back home, I don't have a job lined up. There are no internships lined up. There's really nothing for me to do until graduate school starts. Now, if we backtrack, if you remember, I had asked God for time to fully focus on my creative passion and fully lock in on my dreams and aspirations, right? In my head, when I asked for that, I was thinking I would have money in my pocket, I would have a job, I would have a stable income, I would be able to move how I wanted to move and do the things I wanted to do while also pursuing my dreams and passions. Was how I originally planned that whole situation when I asked God for it. So one day I'm sitting in my room at the house, moving back home. I'm already down because it's like, damn, I didn't move back home with my family. I don't got no motion. I'm sitting in my room and put my phone down. I'm kind of looking at the ceiling, and it's almost like a light bulb went off in my head, like something dinged in my head, and I realized I didn't have anything but time on my hands. All the time that I was asking for earlier that year in January after graduation was like literally right in front of me. Literally, like I had nothing to do. So the light bulb went off on my head, and I'm realizing the time that I asked God for, He's gifted me. And it's not the most ideal situation. I don't have a job. I don't have money in my pocket. I can't move how I want to move, but I can create. I can chase my dreams and my passions. I can chase my aspirations. I can make opportunities. Just because it's not how you imagined it or envisioned it doesn't mean the opportunity doesn't still exist. So, like I said before, when I asked for it, I was expecting to have all these things. Like, I'm gonna have money, I'm gonna have a car, I'm gonna be able to do this, do that. But when the opportunity came, all the stuff that I thought would come with it wasn't there. So I almost missed the opportunity. I have all the time in the world to actually do what I want to do, which is create videos until graduate school starts. So I start the 90-day challenge. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, the links are down below. Make sure y'all follow me on those platforms. That's where I did the 90-day challenge. Also, I guess this is a perfect time to say, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Essentially, the 90-day challenge was just a way for me to stay, 1, consistent, 2, true to myself, and also take full advantage of the time that I had. If I had nothing else to do, I should be creating the whole time. And that's exactly what I did. From like July to September, I was full-blown content creation. And everything started to grow as I started really pushing forward my content. I woke up in the morning in my room at the house where I didn't want to be. I woke up in the morning and I edited a video. I went to go shoot something. I went to go make an opportunity. I went to go vlog. I went to go edit. Like, I was full-blown immersed in my own creative world. And all those videos are still up. If you want to go look at that stuff, last August, those videos are all still up. Like, I was in it. Still am in it. Now remember, grad school started in August. So I'm in the middle of my 90-day challenge. I'm really focused on my content creation. It's almost like I had tunnel vision. Still do have tunnel vision, but not really seeing anything else. All I saw was the time and opportunity that I had, and I was taking full advantage of that time and opportunity. I didn't want anything to distract me, whether that was school, whether that was extracurriculars. I was locked in. So graduate school comes around, and I sit down with my mom, and I show her all my stats. At that point, I think I was at like 10K on TikTok. I think I just hit like 4K on YouTube. I want you to keep in mind the stats I just mentioned. In July or June, whenever I started that 90-day challenge, I didn't have none of that. Like, I was at like 2K on TikTok. I was at like a band on YouTube. I was at like however much on Instagram. Like, I had grown exponentially just in that time period of me consistently posting videos and doing the 90-day challenge. So I show her my stats, and I'm like, Mom, I just want a year. Can I get a year to fully focus on my content creation? Can I get a year to fully focus on my passions and chase my dreams before, I'm 30 years old with kids and stuff like that? But on a more serious note, I really just wanted to go full out while I had the time and energy to do it. So I talked to her, and I was like, Mom, like, you think we could do this? Like, you think I could do it? And she was like, son, looking at your growth from here to now and just this short time period, if you go full out, I think you can be something serious. Like, I think you can really capture whatever you're after. And that's all I needed. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't need no more motivation. I didn't need no more, I didn't need her to nothing. I was like, bet. So I dropped out of graduate school in September. And from September until right now, when you're watching this video, I've been full-time content creation, and my growth has been crazy. We've gone from 10K on TikTok to 41,000 followers. We went from 2K subscribers on YouTube, and if you look at the description below, we about to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And it hasn't even been a year yet. Like, I haven't even finished my whole year out yet. We went from 1K on IG, we're about to hit 6K on IG. I ain't gonna lie, IG is moving a lot more slower than my other platforms. I don't know why, but I'm really starting to finally receive sponsorships. I'm starting to receive some recognition. And not to say that those are what validate my content creation, because I already feel validated within myself that my plan is working and that the content I'm making is genuine and real. But to see the amount of progress I made just within this time period from August to now, it's like mind-boggling that I didn't even want to come back home. Like, that was never in my plans. I wanted to stay in Atlanta. I wanted to get a job, go to graduate school, and do content creation part-time. And I'm realizing, like, me coming back home was the best thing I could have done. Me coming back home and betting on myself, taking a step back, and I won't even say a step back, but just taking a step either back or in a different direction to propel myself forward I don't know. I didn't see it panning out like this before I graduated college. It's also, just breaking through your mental barrier, like understanding that everybody has their own journey. You, me, we all have our own journeys, and not to compare yourself or compare your progress to somebody else's progress or how far somebody else has got compared to how far you've gotten. I'm so grateful that I took a chance on myself, but I'm also grateful that I didn't let the opportunity slip past me because it didn't look like what I thought it would when I asked for it, if that makes sense. I'm glad that I was able to, and I won't even credit that to me. I'm glad God flipped the switch in my head, because I don't even think that was me. But I'm glad I was able to take advantage of the opportunity that God has given me to really, fully pursue and work on my craft and grow my community, post vlogs, do the stuff I actually love doing. So to clarify other things, I had a year. So in August of this year, I am going back to graduate school for either bioinformatics or data analytics. I still haven't decided yet. I do now feel like I built the foundation for something that could be great, and that excites me so much. So the message that I'm giving you for this creative journal is, just because the opportunity or the circumstance isn't ideal or didn't look like what you imagined it would look like when you got there, doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and doesn't mean you don't take advantage of it. With all that being said, man, I love y'all. Go create something nice. I'm about to go home. It was real. I'm gonna see you when I see you. Y'all be safe out there. Take advantage of your opportunities, all that stuff. Catch up with y'all.